Kia ora and hello from Hutan Pantai, our Start from Scratch series. And today is an exciting day. We get to use the MacDon pack on the oat field. Yes, we skipped ahead a month. We let our silage bales ferment and then we went and sold them. And now we've got enough money for the harvester that we wanted. Now you can probably tell what harvester we're getting from the title. So, shall we carry on? So what we'll do is we need to get a couple of new pieces of equipment. One is the special header for the MacDon tractor there, and the other one is the harvester. So let's spend some money. So first of all, we'll come down to, still haven't got used to this menu system. Somewhere there was a harvester. Here we go. So if we go into windrow and we want to collect the MacDon windrower, and we will buy that with the transport wheels. Okay, and then we want the gold edition CR11. We'll go for the long pipe. Change our number plate. Now, I think 07 was the next one. Okay, it's a nice looking machine, that one. So let's buy it. 742,000. Yes, there we go. We have it. So let's run on over to the dealership, which fortunately isn't very far. So I'm actually quite excited to be using the MacDon pack on this map, and yeah, I suppose it's something that you wouldn't see too often in an Asian map, possibly. I think it is more of an American, North American type of farming, but yeah, if it's a good idea, why shouldn't the rest of the world be using it? I'm not sure it's used here in New Zealand much. I don't recall seeing swathing packs in the field days that we have here, so it may be something that isn't used a lot here. Although, hey, I do live in dairy country, not wheat country, so it's a possibility that down in the South Island, where they grow a lot of the crops, that they might use it down there. So here we go. I think we'll use the grass field as a staging area. The goats have done very well. So the poll is still open for the next map that I'm going to be working on. So feel free to pop into the channel and select the map you'd like to see next on our live streams. I have a feeling that we're going to be finishing on this one fairly soon, as we've really accomplished everything that we set out to do. So yep, that's waiting, that's not connected. So we want to go and pick up the special header for this. Okay. So hopefully I can squeeze down here. Oh yep, just enough. Right, now we'll go and grab the Macdon tractor. It's a bit tricky to run down narrow lanes, that's for sure. It's quite a wide vehicle. We'll go and hook ourselves up to the special header. Nice. Might help if we fold the wheels up. Okay, so we'll set that to 12 meters, make it a bit easier for the harvester to set the harvester up. And 2 headlands should be good. Okay, so let's get started. So I believe what this does is it leaves a swath behind it which can help with drying the grain and increasing the yield for the crop. So I believe that's the idea of it. Okay, so it is quite a neat bit of equipment, and in game it does increase the yield of the crop, so it is worth getting. If you're able to. It was part of the pre-purchase pack, but you know, if you haven't got it, you may want to consider purchasing it from Giants. It doesn't cost a lot, and if you've got a favorite YouTuber or content creator, a lot of them will have a code. I actually don't have a code as yet. I'm not big enough to be a Giants partner, but yeah, that may change eventually. Oh dear, I'm not. Had this before. Seems like it doesn't like it if the land's on a little bit of a slope. First time it happened like that, I was on a third-party map, and I was blaming the poor map maker. But maybe it's not the map maker's fault at all. It looks like it is a giant's problem. Just another one to add to the list, unfortunately. Yeah. Any bit of uneven terrain and it doesn't work. Okay, so something to look out for when you're using the MacDon pack is uneven ground. Let's see how much we can get going along this way. So far so good. And I hope everyone's day's been a good day for them. For me, it is now Saturday night, so I've had my first day off for the weekend. Looking forward to tomorrow, maybe doing a little bit of gardening. Maybe try and get a video out for the energy farm. let's see how much we can get along here. Doesn't even look that badly sloped, does it? Got to get that last little bit. Right, we should be good for the rest of the field now. Hello, a farm garage. Yeah, the MacDon pack is a nice pack. I like it, except for when it doesn't cut because of an uneven field. But other than that, it's a good pack. And how are you today? I hope it's all gone well for you. Yeah. I take it you're in the States, are you? I think it'd be getting pretty late there at the moment. my field info for this was saying I was going to get about 46,000 litres of oat. That was going to be the harvest. So it'll be interesting to see how much this MacDon will increase that yield by. Yeah, winter time for the Northern Hemisphere, and you guys have been getting some pretty nasty storms up there as well. Hope you've been able to stay safe and stay relatively warm. Okay, don't mind me, I've just got to do a quick conversion here. Okay, we deal in Celsius where I come from, so that's about 4.4 degrees Celsius, but it's still pretty cold. 40 degrees, that's still cold. So yeah, let's just get everything back up and running again. Never been able to do an easy easy changeover from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Always a tricky one. So I grew up with Celsius, so it's second nature to me for Celsius. And you know, 0 degrees is freezing for water, 100 degrees is boiling water, and everything else in between is either hot or cold depending on how close it is to 0 or 100. But I think Fahrenheit sort of gives you a bit more yeah, Fahrenheit gives you a broader range, I think, a temperature range. I think Celsius is more compressed, so but yeah, like I say, Fahrenheit always gets me. I can never convert that easy. I can convert inches and feet and yeah, pounds is another thing that I'm not too good on, but measurement, yeah, I can definitely convert feet and miles and yards and that sort of thing. But yeah, weights, volumes, it's all a bit different. It's funny though, we've got a bit of a hybrid system here. For tyre pressure and all that, it's still pounds per square inch. And but we have shifted over to kilometres per hour for speed. We made that cut over back in the 70s, so... But what was interesting was my first car had a miles per hour speedo, so I got good at converting. Oh, that's good that, yeah, you can do the conversions. So you'll be looking forward to your weekend starting and having all that to look forward to. It's always good when you can look back on the week and feel like you've achieved something. That's always a good feeling. I do a lot of project work, and it's always a good feeling to see the project achieve its goals and you know, accomplish what you set out to do. It's always a good feeling. Yeah, we have back-to-back short weeks here. Last Monday we had off as a anniversary day, basically for the founding of you know, the I guess you call it a county or area that we live in. It's called the Auckland Anniversary Day. And then on the 6th of February we have what we call Waitangi Day, and it's basically very similar to July the 4th for the States. and we sort of we say that that's when New Zealand started as a country. It was when there was a treaty signed between the native Māori and the Europeans. There is some controversy now on the translation, and some say that the Māori didn't know that they were fully signing up to being ruled over by Queen Victoria. But yeah, that's all politics, and at the end of the day, it's a day off. Don't want to get into too much politics. It's a day off. That's the important thing. So yeah, we'll have the Thursday off, and then it'll be back to work on Friday for one day. Okay, so now we get to pick all this up. So in theory, if I kick this off, go to steering assist, increase that to 12 meters. Yeah, we get a few at this time of year. We had Christmas and Boxing Day, of course. That's Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. And then we had New Year's and the day after New Year's. So that was nice. Dang tail. Keep knocking things over with the tail. Oh, I know what I've forgotten to do. It's got a nice sound to it, doesn't it? It's got a bit of a sort of like a whine. It's a nice sound. And the straw swath is working, so that's good. I have heard rumours that the straw swath wasn't working for some people, so maybe that's just with the workers, but I just wanted to drive this. First time using this, and it's a nice looking machine. Yeah, I feel like that the hot fix actually broke more than it fixed, I think. I believe the hotfix was released because people that increase the percentage of their resolution were having crashes. And I sort of think, well, just tell them not to increase their resolution. 4K should be enough, shouldn't it? Because I do feel like the game has been running a lot worse since the latest hotfix. I felt it was running okay with patch 1.5, but the hotfix I think's broken a lot of things. I like the white ward tyres on this harvester. Well, they're not fully white ward, but you know, you've got the white lettering on it. Yes, Giants have done quite well with that. You know, the crop feeding in and that is quite awesome. Even the texture coming out of the harvester, I think that looks quite good too. There are a lot of pluses with this. With FS25. Unfortunately, it seems to be a lot of minuses with it too, but I still enjoy the game, and haven't actually been back to FS22 since I got FS25, so I do enjoy the game, although sometimes the flashing textures can be a little bit annoying. It'd be fun picking this up, picking that straw up. So this is quite a big harvester, you know, you can fit a lot into it. Oh, I know what you mean by underspec. My graphics card is definitely not on the recommended list. I've got a RTX 20, I think it's 2050, and it's got 6 gig of VRAM, which just isn't enough for the textures that they're trying to stream. Oh, I know the feeling on that one. And just with the new releases of NVIDIA and hopefully soon AMD, graphics cards are... Well, there's a lot of graphics cards on the market just at the moment, but you can't buy them. There's the usual... I think we're full. There's the usual supply issues with NVIDIA. All the scalpers are running in and getting them and then trying to flog them off at twice the going rate. And I don't think we're getting the less expensive models till later on. But I have been keeping an eye on the AMD ones. They seem to be getting fairly good reviews. I guess we'll have to tell once they start testing them properly. But a lot of reviewers are saying that AMD is actually going to have better real frame rates than NVIDIA. NVIDIA have their frame generation, and all the frames per second that they're quoting is with the frame generation on, so a lot of their frames are, I call them fake frames. They're not real game generated frames. So AMD is supposedly doing a lot better in real frame rates. So, and there's rumors that AMD is going to be significantly less expensive than NVIDIA. So just have to wait and see. I think they're talking about a March release for their stuff. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Oh, I don't think I've got ourselves a decent trailer yet. Still haven't got used to this menu system. Here we go. Trailer. I usually go for the Fliegel one, but I might go for the Crampy this time. Be a bit different. Oops, wrong one. Okay, there we go. So you've got AMD and yeah, more GPU power. For me, I think it's VRAM I need. 6 gig just isn't enough when I look at the device manager. I'm continually running out of VRAM for the program. The frustrating bit is the Windows itself can take up to 1 gig of VRAM. Oh, you gotta love these AI drivers. Man. Come on, that was a stop sign. Stop signs are optional around here, obviously. Oh, for real-world physics, when this tractor would have just ploughed straight through the front of the car and ripped the whole front off. Yeah, crash counter 1. Yeah, I sometimes think Giants was going for realism with their drivers. I've seen a lot of people drive like that in real life. You can sort of see how I'm having trouble with the textures and getting the low quality because I'm not got enough VRAM to hold the high quality textures. Always seems to affect the tractor screens and building sides and that sort of thing. Frustrating part is their advertising billboards are always crystal clear, so why they can't use the same textures they use on their billboards for everything else has me a bit stumped. Yeah, hopefully it should be a good harvest. Everything was 100%, fully fertilised. It was ploughed, mulched beforehand. The only thing I didn't quite get was the stones, because I thought they would roll under after I had planted, but they were the size up from the ones that could roll under, so they didn't roll under. So I was a bit annoyed about that, but of course once you've planted you can't run the stone picker over. So I probably won't be doing too many more episodes on this map. I am looking at moving on to another map. Sort of accomplished all the goals I set out to do here. I wanted goats because I'd never had farmed goats before. Also wanted the water buffalo. because we had never done the water buffalo before. There was rice, done the wet rice, and the temple has completed. So I've basically set out and done everything I wanted to on this map, so I think it's time to move on to new challenges. So I've got something in mind at the moment. Could be a good story to go along with it. That's something I do like to do, is to whenever before I started streaming, when I was just playing the game, it was funny, I would always end up creating a storyline in my head and working through a storyline. It's actually been quite good streaming. I can finally get the story out of my head and share it with people. So I've been enjoying doing that, and you know, I hope people have enjoyed the streams as well. Yeah, there's been a couple of really good maps come out. Yeah, I think all of them have been good so far. You know, the New Frontier, it's a nice empty map to work on. I was doing something a bit different on that one, having what I call the energy farm, trying to make money from just renewable energy. And a Calmston farm, of course, you know, that is just an amazing map. But yeah, there's been some good maps come out. There's the Cheeky Badger one, Vrachtdak, I think they call it. There's another one too, that hopefully will be coming to consoles soon, is Oberschwaben. I had a look at the beta version of that, did a stream on that one, and that is a really nice map as well. And then there's Frankenmuth, the American map, and I thought that was a good map. I know a lot of people have been giving it a little bit of hate, but I was really surprised at some of the details that he put in. With the ponds and the motocross track and that sort of thing. So yeah, I thought he'd done quite well with it, to be honest. Ooh, we've got a bit of weight on this one. Okay, so we've got 40,000 litres of oat, and my info display was saying that we were going to get about 46,000 litres of oat harvested. That was going to be the yield, so I think we're going to get quite a bit more than that. Wow, that was neat. I did not know it did that. It's funny how, you know, you can discover new things with equipment you haven't used before. I was just looking at that bumper, how it folds up out of the way. That is neat. Funny how it can go a bit faster. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone that way. Yeah, the textures just have a lot of trouble with those. Oh, that's, yeah. You enjoy your shopping tomorrow, and thanks for joining the stream. Do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate you hitting the like button. That'd be fantastic. And if you haven't done so already, subscription would be great too. Let's YouTube know that people are watching. But thanks for joining, and you have a good evening, and enjoy your weekend. Awesome, thank you very much, appreciate it. Okay, so we're just about finished here. I think there's just a little bit along here to finish picking up. A bit along here. Textures look a little bit different, but yeah, there we go, it's picking it up. So that's the one that we're after. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how much oat we've got out of this. Okay, that is a nice looking machine. I do like the white walls. But anyway, let's go and take this over to the silo. I think we've got 40,000 into the silo and we've got about another 18,000 here, so that's 58,000. And the info display was saying we'd get about 46 off the field, so the MacDon pack certainly makes a difference to the yield. It definitely increases it nicely. Okay, we've got a total of 58,663 litres, which currently if we check on this one, sorry, I was on the wrong one. Currently with oat, we can get $68,850. That's if we sell it direct. Of course, we could make more money by putting it through a mill and getting the flour, but I'm not sure we'll do that. So now we want to bale up that straw. So I think we might put the straw under the bridge. I think it'll be okay there. I think what we'll do is we'll work out how much straw we need and, well, how much we've got on hand already, and work it out from there. Okay, so let's go and grab the other tractor, and we will grab the forage pickup wagon, and we'll pick up the hay. Sorry, not the hay, the straw, which will probably give us a little bit of extra added bonus. Probably going to have to top up sometime soon with bale net, but we'll make a start and see how we go. Okay, so we'll make this a nice even 12. I'm not too sure how much straw we'll get off the field, but I believe the MacDon packed does increase the amount of straw, so hopefully we'll get a nice tidy amount off of this. Of course, there was a little bit where I forgot to turn the straw chopper off and we were spreading it all over. Okay, so the first lot of straw. Texture does look good, doesn't it? Okay, so we've certainly had a good yield of crop off this field. So hopefully we'll get a good lot of straw. So I am using the pickup width increase mod. I've forgotten what it's called, but it increases the width of the pickup. Doesn't make it totally unrealistically wide. You know, we're only talking about maybe half a metre on either side, but it just makes it easier to pick up the swaths. Sometimes they can come out too wide for the actual pickup header and you end up missing a lot. So it's just keeps it nice and tidy. Helps my ADHD brain cope with it. Don't like leaving anything behind. I have a poll currently up in my community section on my channel page, and just wanting to get an idea of what maps people would like me to stream next. So the poll's still open. If you'd like to pop into the community page and just let me know what map you'd like to see streamed, that would be great. Now, apparently we can cut the grass again this month. But I've done that a few times, so I'm not sure if I'll do that or whether I'll move on to the other map. I will be, like everyone else, doing a stream on Calmsden Farm. I'm just waiting for the update to come out. It's still a good map, but it'll be an even better map once the update's done, so looking forward to getting into that map. I enjoyed it on FS22, and I think I'll enjoy it on FS25. But I am thinking of running a couple of maps at the same time, possibly alternating them, just to yeah, mix it up a bit, make it a bit more interesting. Okay, bit more done. Okay, so the net rolls are empty, so let's run over and grab our telehandler and we'll grab some net rolls. wasn't a mod that I actually downloaded and used a lot on the FS25, was the bale wrap mod. Never used that much, and when I heard them announce it for FS25, it was sort of like, I don't know if I'm going to use that or whether I'll just set them up, but I've forced myself to use it and it's actually not too bad. Okay, looks like I've got both pallets on the forks. So hopefully that one will stay on. Telehandlers are certainly a handy piece of equipment on the farm. Right, we're good to go. Yeah, it doesn't take long to fill it up with straw, does it? I think that's quite a neat little setup for baling, is to have that stationary baler feed automatically into the bale storage. Now, you may think it's unrealistic, but I sort of think it's like having a helper. He's just sitting there with the telehandler, and as soon as the bale becomes available, he picks it up and stacks it for us. Yeah, it's like having a worker. Oh, who parked that telehandler right in the way? Okay, so we're continuing on with making the straw, and we got a good yield of oat from this field. Using the MacDon pack, we were able to increase the yield from an estimated 46 to, I think it was 58. So yeah, that was good. Now, it certainly doesn't take long to fill up the forage wagon. So, kia ora and hello to all those who have joined the stream. I appreciate your views, and feel free to pop into the chat and say hi if you want to. And if you haven't done so already, feel free to tap the like button. And feel free to subscribe as well. Certainly getting a few straw bales off of this. I have enjoyed streaming on Hutan Pantai. It's been a great map. But seeing I've accomplished everything that I need to do, I think it's time that we moved on. There's been a few good maps released, so I want to give those a try as well. Good morning, Klaus. How are you today? I hope you've had a good week and that you're going to be having a good weekend as well. Helps if I put the pickup header down, doesn't it? Does a better job of picking up the straw if you do that. Yes, thank you, Klaus. I had a fantastic week. It was a short week. Had Monday off to celebrate what we call the Auckland Anniversary Day, which was it's a celebration of the founding of our, I guess you'd call it county or area. So that was nice to have off. And then next week we've got another day off, so 2 short weeks. Yeah, weather's been hot over here because of course we're in the middle of summer, so yeah, we're sitting here sweltering at the moment, but yeah, it won't be long and we'll have winter again, and you guys will be in your summer. Yeah, I hope it hasn't been too cold for you over there. Oh yes, 2 degrees is... It's a cool morning, isn't it? Yes, yeah, we sort of get those temperatures here as well in the winter time. And it always seems to be colder when you have fine weather. Sometimes I think the clouds create a bit of a bit of warmth, so, or hold the warmth on. When there's no clouds, the warmth all disappears. But I hope you enjoy your trip over in November. It'll be good weather, hopefully. Be nice and warm. And the South Island is a beautiful place. Wow, 15. That would have been really. That would have been a real nice day. Oh, sorry. Read it properly. Minus 15. Ouch. That is cold. That is really cold. My apologies for not reading that correctly. There's a big difference between 15 degrees and minus 15. Yeah, we really get temperatures below -5 around here, so I can't imagine what minus 15 would feel like. It would have to be really cold. Wonder if we'll fit all of this in, hopefully. Okay. So it's been a successful crop off this field. It was worth doing the extra work. Yes, that would have been a cold day for Alexandria. I think I parked a bit too close to the loading zone again. Gets picked up just as it comes out. But works okay when you're not trying to wrap it. Not so good when you're trying to wrap the bale though. Okay, so we've got 44 bales, 45 bales off of that field. So that would technically make us self-sufficient for bales. Always liked the stationary baler, ever since it was released. I remember using it on Goldcrest Valley back in FS17, of all things. And I would have it unloading into an auto-load trailer and then selling it off at the bale sell point that was in the old barn just behind the farmhouse. Got good memories of that. That was FS17 was the first farm simulator game that I played. Yeah, I like the setup, auto feeding into the bale storages. To me, that's the same as having someone there with a tractor and pulling the bales off as soon as they drop down and loading them in. So I think it's just like having a helper. Some people might say that you're cheating, but I think it's not cheating. It's just creating a helper for you. We'll go and put it away. I have installed the mod that automatically repairs the vehicles. That seems to work quite well. Certainly keeps the vehicles up to scratch and nicely repaired. And it's not such a shock to the system when you go to get it fixed at the repair place. That can be a bit of a shock sometimes. I do like the TerraTrack setup on the class. That is a nice looking machine. I find with the tracked versions of the John Deere and the case in New Holland, the bigger ones that they have of those, I just sort of find that they're, you know, 'cause obviously they're just the wheeled versions that have tracks bolted on instead. But I find the class TerraTrack, it looks like it was designed for the tracks. Yeah, it fits nicely with the tracks. They don't look bolted on. They look like they were designed with it. It's a nice looking machine. I do like Massey Ferguson, mainly because of the old school Masseys, but I do like the TerraTrack. I usually try to find an excuse for buying one in most games that I play. Yeah, definitely. I've found that, yeah, when they get to about 20 hours, they really start getting astronomical in the repair costs. I see someone's actually created a mod which reduces the wear on items, so could be a bit more realistic. I do like the gold edition of the New Holland Harvester. Unfortunately, my graphics card isn't giving it the full look that it should do. The graphics card is having a lot of trouble with some of the textures, unfortunately, but it is a nice looking machine. not too sure where we're going to house the harvester because I think it's too big to go anywhere. Maybe I'll have to move the forage wagon out of there and I might be able to park the harvester in there. I'll have to have a think about that one. Yeah, I've got an RTX 2050, I think it is, with 6 gig of VRAM. And I seem to run out of VRAM quite quickly, which causes a texture problem. So I'm actually waiting to see what happens with the AMD cards when they get released. A lot of the hype seems to be quite good. Of course, Nvidia have just released their cards, but as per usual, they've got a supply problem. Surprise, surprise. Seems to be a continual problem with them, and I have to say I'm not that fussed about their release marketing. They're relying a lot on frame generation to create their huge amount of frames that they claim they can get in a particular title. And from what I've been seeing on some of the YouTube videos, AMD is actually going to do better than Nvidia in a lot of the game titles for real frame generation instead of the real frames that the game is generating and not AI. So I'm thinking of heading towards AMD, especially if the price point is where a lot of commentators are sort of speculating. The flagship AMD model will be significantly less than Nvidia's flagship, which, their flagship model is just priced ludicrous. Yeah, I think 8 gig would make a bit of difference for me. When I check device manager, I find Windows can actually take up 1 gig of RAM, and I'll have sort of like 4 or 5 gig in VRAM and another gig sitting in the shared RAM. So 8 gig would probably be okay, but I'm sort of wanting to get a bit more than 8 gig. So I want to see what the new AMD ones are like. So have you been finding the AMD? Has it been working well for you? I've always sort of, I think I had an AMD quite a few years ago, and then I went to NVIDIA. Yeah, I originally went for the RTX one for the ray tracing, but it's never really caught on that much. There hasn't really been many titles using ray tracing, so and I believe AMD can do their form of ray tracing anyway, so I think it's about March for the release of the new AMD cards, so got a bit of money saved, so I'm hoping I might be able to get something, or you know, NVIDIA could have calmed down by then, who knows. Suppose it doesn't help that I'm trying to run everything in 2K as well instead of 1080. And of course OBS is taking a bit of VRAM as well, so I am pushing my little system hard, to be honest. Okay, so I might put the forage wagon back in the main shed. Hopefully there's enough room to put the harvester and the baler all into the one shed. Always seems to happen, you know, you hop onto a farm and you think, man, I've got a whole heap of sheds, I'm never gonna fill it up. And then near the end of the gameplay, with all the equipment you've got, you've hardly got any room for anything. Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't used ray tracing at all either. I think maybe I downloaded a demo of Unreal Tournament, and I'll be honest, it didn't wow me. I didn't look at it and go, oh wow, these graphics are way better. It was just sort of like, I'm not seeing it. So yeah, 64 gig, yeah, that would be nice. Currently running 16 gig on my system. And of course that doesn't run the new flight simulator that well. So I'm thinking of giving my system a bit of an upgrade, putting some more RAM into it, maybe upgrading the CPU to a 7, and putting in a graphics card with a bit more VRAM. What's frustrating for me though is I've got other titles that run fine. Forza Horizon runs fantastic. Don't have any texture problems. I just can't figure out why Giants is having so much trouble with their textures. And like I sort of joke, you know, they have trouble with their textures with the screens and you know the walls, but I've noticed that the textures for their billboards are still crystal clear no matter what. So why can't they just use the same textures for everything? It's a bit funny, that one. Right, so you're running the new flight sim. I've got the old flight sim and it works fine, but I just find I think they're streaming everything now, and so trying to load it into memory, and I think I just run out of memory, which is understandable. I think they've even said that 16 gig is not enough RAM, that they would, you know, recommend 32 minimum. So yeah. So I think we've had a successful day. We've harvested all our oat. We've collected all the straw. So it's getting late for me here. What are we looking at? About yeah, nearly. It's about 20 minutes to 11. So might call it a night. Ah, you run X-Plane 12. Right, yeah, I got sucked in with the graphics on Flight Simulator, the newer versions. Being able to fly over my house was fantastic. But I think I'll call it a night there. Thank you to everyone that's been watching. I do appreciate the views, and the conversation on the chat has been fantastic as well. Thank you so much. On the way out, please hit the like button. That would be much appreciated. It lets YouTube know that people do like the streams. And if you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe. That would be fantastic as well. I do appreciate all the subscriptions I have so far, and all the views that I get. It really is fantastic. So until next time, please have a good day, a good night, or a good morning wherever you are in the world. And until next time, bye.